Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Suliantari. I'm from Group 6. So today we will explain about language and culture. What is language and culture? First, language. Language is a system of verbal signs embedded in social and cultural reality of language user. And then culture. Culture is integrated human knowledge, belief and behavior, which depends on the capacity of symbolic thought and social learning. Alright, now we will talk about the Wolfram hypothesis.
Wait. Before we go to the next explanation, make sure you like and comment our video. Merci.
You know, Yuli, in this chapter we will talk about many things.
What, really?
Yes, like the Wolfram hypothesis, kinship system, taxonomies, color terminology, prototype theory, and then taboo and euphemism.
Oh, what are they? What are they? Just don't go anywhere and watch this video.
Alright, now we will talk about the Wolfram hypothesis. The Wolfram hypothesis is the linguistic theory that the semantic structure of a language shapes or limits the way in which a speaker forms conception of the word. It came about in 1929. It is also known as the theory of linguistic relativity, linguistic relativism, linguistic determinism, Wolfram hypothesis, and Wolframism. According to work, different speakers will experience the word differently, insofar as the language they speak differs structurally, and most of us are not aware of all the subtitle of structural differences among language, can avoid seeing the word as it is rather than as it is presented through the screen of the language. This case can be exemplified by Javanese words like jaran for horse and belo for the kid of horse, known by Javanese children. If speaker of one language have certain words to describe things and speaker of another language lack of similar words, the speaker of the first language will find it easier to talk about those things. We can see this case on using the vocabulary of certain occasions like profession. For example, physician. Physicians talk easily about medical phenomena, more easily than other professions like technical engineers, because physicians have the vocabulary to do so. In contrast to Wolfram hypothesis, an anthropologist Kuntara Diningrat said that culture influences language. In this case, the relation can be as main system and subsystem. Culture is considered as the main system and language as the subsystem. For example, if we praise someone with "bajumu bagus sekali," someone whom we praise seems to be shy and directly says, itu cuma baju murahan kok. In English, someone will say thank you if she or he get a kind of prize. This condition shows that the culture of English and Indonesian is different. So, the difference will be seen in the use of the language itself. The next is kinship system. Kinship terms are words used in a speech community to identify relationship between individuals in family or a kinship unit. Kinship system is a universal feature of language because it is so important in social organization. There are two important themes that can be differentiated in this context. The first theme is called term of reference. This term refers to the words of kinship system like brother, sister, father, uncle, cousin, etc. in English. In Sasak, there are ina, ama, papuk, balok, dan anak. The second term, called term of address, refers to how we call and address the members of the family, like B for Indonesian for auntie, pakle for older uncle from father or mother in Javanese, ama kakek, ina kakek, and saik in Sasak.
Hello, my name is Yulia Ramaiyanti. I'm as the second speaker. Now I want to tell you the next material. The next material will discuss about Fox taxonomy and color terminology. The first I want to tell you about Fox taxonomy. Fox taxonomy is a way classifying a certain part of reality so that it makes some kinds of sense to those who have dealt with it. Typically, such taxonomy includes matter like natural occurring flora and fauna in the environment, but they may also other matters too. In Fox taxonomy, the common levels are like from generics, specifics, and varietal. The first I want to tell you about life form. Life form is high-level category of plants or animal that share some general shape or characteristics of their morphology. Example, tree, bird, fish, and mammals. The second is generic. Generic, the most common basic level. Example are dog, rice, and grass. Third is specific. The specific name tends to be a euphemia device. Example, color and shape. The names easy to remember. And the last is varietal. Varietal is common in such as the potato. Example are Papa ilmia negra, and Papa ilmia blanca. The next is color terminology. Color terminology has been used to explore the relationship between different language and culture. Sometimes we cannot directly translate color words from one language to another without introduction subtle the meaning. Example, in English, brown, and in French is burnt. All language make use of basic color term. A basic form must be a single word. Example, blue or yellow. Not some combination with of blue light or pale yellow. Color terminology also found in Sasak terminology. For example, the term red means abang, and bake in other for dialect. This color abang can be abang oda or abang toa and abang dora. Thank you for attention. The next material will be presented by my friend.
Hello, my name is Fingky Malakiano and I'm from Group 6. I will explain about prototype theory, taboo, and euphemism. The first, I will explain about prototype theory, and I will start from definition of prototype theory. A prototype is a cognitive reference point. Example, the proto-image of all representative of the meaning of a word or of a category. Thus, a robin or a sparrow can be regarded as a prototype or a good example of the category bird, whereas a penguin or an ostrich is a rather bad example of this category. Example of prototype theory. A prototype is the best example or cognitive representation of something within a certain category. So, if you see another dog, you can say that other dog is male, or compare your prototype, heavy, ugly, beautiful, and etc. And the last, I will tell you several types of prototype theory. Number one, a film movie prototype. Here, a prototype is made using video just to show others the idea in graphical or visual format. Number 2, feasibility prototype. This type of prototype is usually developed to determine the feasibility of various solutions. And the last, number 3, horizontal prototype. This is the user interface in the form of screenshot demonstrating the outer layer of the human interface only, such as windows, menus, and screens. Taboo and euphemism. Definition of taboo. A taboo is a strong social prohibition or ban relating to any area of human activity or social custom that is sacred and forbidden based on moral judgment, and sometimes even religious beliefs. Breaking the taboo is usually considered objectionable or abhorrent by society. Example of taboo. Some examples of taboos include in Western cultures, which value youth, asking a woman's age is often discouraged. In some Polynesian communities, people are forbidden to touch the shadow of a chief. Definition of euphemism. Euphemism is proper language style that people pursue in social communication in order to reach an ideal communication effect. Euphemism can avoid and soften taboos and sensitive or awkward topics. In every stage and each country, euphemisms are widely used. The definition of euphemism. Euphemism is a proper language style that the people pursue in social communication in order to reach an ideal communication effect. Euphemism can avoid and soften taboos and sensitive or awkward topics. In every stage and each country, euphemisms are widely used. Euphemistic words and expressions allow us to talk about unpleasant things and discuss or neutralize the unpleasantness. Example, the subject or sickness, death, unemployment, and criminality. Euphemism is endemic in our society. The glorification of the commonplace and the elevation of trivial. The last example of euphemism. A euphemism is a word or expression used in light of a harsher alternative. For example, someone might say they are taking an early retirement instead of admitting they got fired. Thank you.
Si Imam pandai bela diri, si Wawan hebat memancing. Grup 6 pamit undur diri. Everyone, thank you for watching.